The Donald was almost just killed. There was an assassination attempt blowing up the Donald's plane, but he went on a different plane right before that happened. A pretty insane situation, honestly, and it seems like this was actually leaked to Iran by the press. We have so much to talk about. All right, we got Woke 2.0 in full gear. Hasan Piker losing his mind because all of his candidates are falling apart. Candace Owens going for debates against Andrew Wilson regarding who killed Charlie Kirk. Was it a deranged leftist, or was it a time-traveling Jewish Egyptian spy plane that goes after Charlie Kirk because he has X-Men powers? We won't know until this debate actually concludes. All right, we got EDP 445 in the news. That dude just got a documentary dropped on his ass. He's a pedophile. And we got crazy updates on everything. Lock in, boys and girl. Fully demonetized on YouTube, but absolutely ready to kick as much ass as we possibly can. All right, it's not about the money. It's about the message. But it's also about the money. So if you can support me on Patreon, that would be really awesome. I upload an extra 3-4 videos on Patreon every single week, including Quran analysis, Adventure Time, as well as philosophical deep dives on things that I can't possibly be talking about on YouTube. Like my most recent one is, when is it moral to murder children? Regarding Asmongold's ban on Twitch and shooting children that invade your country. That's the question. It's just a question, and it cannot be asked on YouTube. So if you could go to my Patreon, that'd be awesome. This is streamed on Rumble and Kick. We're there every day. Lock in, boys and girl. Crazy deep dive on all of the things. It's time to globalize the enchilada. Breaking news! An Iranian assassination threat against President Trump prompted an operation where he flew secretly from Turkey on an alternate military aircraft while the White House said he was on board the Air Force One, the Post has learned. Basically using the Air Force One as a giga diversion while he was not there at all. This was to avoid assassination. Now, we have so much to talk about regarding this because this is absolutely insane that this needed to happen, actually. All right. Now, for those of you that are unaware, Trump reportedly hid in a catering container on board a secret flight in Turkey amid Iran assassination threat, per The Guardian. He's actually, bro actually went out there, Solid Snake style, managed to get out of there, every hair on his head untouched, Orange Man putting his life on the line. But it's worse than that. So CNN is very mad that President Trump used the fake news media as decoys as Trump flew out of Turkey. So let me explain to you what the media actually wants from this Iran war. In an ideal world, this is not my perspective, this is the media's perspective. In an ideal world, Iran will kill Trump. That's it. That's their goal. Thank you for your attention to the matter. They actually hate our country. They want us to lose. They want us to lose the war, and they want Trump to die. So therefore, CNN has literally been publicly broadcasting intel on Trump's location, which basically puts a giant target on his back. So Trump lied to CNN. So CNN reported where they thought he would be, and he managed to sneak out with something else because Trump knew that CNN would leak his shit to the pedophiles. The pedophile regime. You know, the ones that are raping kids all the time? Those guys. And they have weapons and stuff, and it sucks. But anyway, the pedophiles took a huge L on this one.
Usual amount of time for the doors to open and for reporters to be left off, which would have allowed time for the president to get back on the plane, only to walk off again in full view of the cameras. So it's all, I think, this very elaborate shell game that the Secret Service and the White House orchestrated.
Yeah, what a shell game.
The White House, in a statement from Stephen Chung, the communications director, said that, quote, as the president has said recently, there are many enemies of America who have their sights on him, and we use every tool at our disposal to address.
You know, if Donald Trump wasn't actually a threat to our adversaries, why would they keep trying to kill him? Like, you know, no one tried to kill Biden, all right? No one tried to kill Biden. Our adversaries loved that Biden was in power, all right? But they're all trying to kill Trump. Can you explain why that is?
Address those threats. That doesn't necessarily match with the explanation.
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. Why did the president lie to us? Why did the president lie to us?
Time for this switch in aircraft between
they lied.
The Qatar-donated Air Force One, which is that black and red plane, and the Legacy Air Force One. He said at the time that he wanted to show it off to troops who were positioned in the UK. Now we understand that it is these threats from Iran that led to
that's why. Because they literally lied to us and they traveled a different route and they literally used the media as their bait. Yep, basically, yeah, it's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Switch. It all, I think, also led to the people who actually did fly on the blue and white plane, you know, reporters and staff, to become unwitting decoys in this ruse, which I think is disconcerting for anyone who flies on Air Force One, right?
What an absolute dipshit, by the way. It's like, the president used a different flight as safety, and he used us as decoys. Yes. Yes, he did, actually, yes. The president used you as decoys. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel, libtards? You were his decoys. Does that make you feel nice? Yeah, and Giga Chat emoji. He used us as decoys to survive. Yes, he did. Anyway, Benny Johnson posted this from Fox News. A little more updates on the actual assassination attempt, which, by the way, was insane. Really insane, actually, if you think about it. The fact that this keeps happening. Like, why does it keep happening?
Welcome back. President Trump says the U.S. has total control over the Strait of Hormuz.
True.
It comes as new details emerge over the reported Iranian threat on the president's life while he was at the NATO summit in Turkey. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst joins us live in Tel Aviv with those details. Hi, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. It's a story that has captured the world attention this week, a threat against President Trump's life in Turkey last month. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that it was Israeli intelligence that tipped off the administration about this specific danger.
W-Jews! W-Jews, what can I say? Hell yeah.
The report explains
there's no way that people are going to twist this into actually the Jews were trying to assassinate him, right? Epic foreshadowing.
The sourcing on this information saying the U.S. official said Israel briefed the Trump administration on the intelligence, which included a threat to use shoulder-to-air missiles to target Air Force One. Now, ultimately, the president was moved from Air Force One to another plane using a catering truck, according to initial reports. The story comes as indirect negotiations continue with Iran aimed at opening the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump explained overnight that he doesn't trust.
Bro literally wore bacon-laced bulletproof vests, making him completely immune to Durka Muhammad Jihad.
The Iranian regime.
I'm the last person to trust Iran. They've lied to me constantly. We have total control over the Hormuz Strait right now. They don't have control. We have total control. We own it.
Yeah, and anyway, more on that in just a little bit. So CBS News did something absolutely unthinkable. I'll be real here. When I saw this, I was shocked. Like, I knew that they were bad. I didn't know they were this bad. CBS News releases this video spotlighting exactly how Donald Trump escaped from the first plane and entered onto the catering truck, exactly where he went, exactly how he managed to escape. Now, this is crazy. Video shows the airport catering truck used as a secret operation to move President Trump from Air Force One to another U.S. government plane amid a credible Iranian threat last month. The truck has been seen pulled away from here, one after the president boarded the plane, before, etc., yada, yada. This is crazy because CBS News is literally posting videos explaining exactly how Trump evacuates from planes and avoids threats. This is crazy, by the way. Like, this is a how to kill the president manual brought to you by the libtard media. Like, I hope you understand what this is crazy. Why would they be releasing the tactics and methods of Donald Trump evading Iranian terrorists? There is no possible reason why we need to know this. All right, like, I'm all for transparency, except for, the route the president would take to avoid getting assassinated by pedophile terrorists. Excuse me? This is crazy, by the way. Now, there is a theory that the reason why this was leaked, it was a way to go mole hunting, find out who the mole is, who the actual leaker is, because there are leakers that are leaking shit to the Iranian regime. Tucker Carlson! There are leakers that are leaking. I don't have anyone in mind. I don't have a single person in mind. But if I did, I would definitely let you know. But the point that I'm trying to make is this might be mole hunting. I think it's more likely that CBS News just kind of wants them to kill the president. Now, the Donald had this to say about Iran when they asked him about it.
I don't trust Iran. Why? Are you saying I trust Iran? I'm the last person to trust Iran.
That's right.
They've lied to me constantly. We have total control over the Hormuz Strait right now.
We are renaming the Strait of Hormuz to the Strait of the Donald. Named after me. I'm the Donald.
They don't have control. We have total control. We own it. And at some point, maybe they'll do something and then they get blown away. But right now, we're in a very good position. We have a country that has been the bully of the Middle East for 50 years. It's really 51 if you think about it, right? We've been saying 47 for 4 years. And they're no longer the bully of the Middle East. Thank you very much, everybody.
I love it just makes up numbers. I don't really care, though, because bro's cooking. Come into my giant orange hands, Bubba. You're welcome here. Now, they actually asked him about this threat on
No,
him. Which,
not
by the way,
surprised. I have a lot
Trump was quiet about it, right? Everyone says that Trump can't stop yapping. Trump isn't the one that revealed this story. And this is a huge story. We have the enemy during proposed peace talks trying to assassinate our president. Excuse me. Anyway.
Right. I have a lot of threats. I have a lot of threats that you don't know about. Any consequential president has a lot of threats. Non-consequential presidents don't get threatened. And I think that I'm maybe the most consequential president. There's nobody's done more than me in a period of almost 6 years.
Yeah, but no one tried to kill Biden for very obvious reasons. The United States was never gayer, all right? The gayest it's ever been was under Biden. It's like, they didn't try to kill Biden. He was already dead. It would be a waste of a bullet, some would say. You want to replace it with Kamala? Oh, oy vey, Kamala. So then anyway, some people were asking him about, like, his attitude about it. And he answered with, again, absolute patriot.
I don't worry about anything, to be honest. Whatever it is, you know my attitude? Whatever.
Whatever happens, happens. I'm in the Lord's hands, but you're in my hands, and I'm gonna rape you. Anyway, so obviously shit's crazy out there. The Donald is out there dodging bullets like he's in the Matrix, and ultimately, we got our guy out there absolutely cock-wobbling every single dipshit that's trying to kill him on the planet. We got leftists trying to kill him, communists trying to kill him, the media broadcasting his location to terrorists that are trying to kill him. And Biden's biggest threat was flight of stairs. So ultimately, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Of course, Nick Fuentes immediately has to mention how actually he thinks it was the Jews trying to kill him.
This is a little bit scary. And it's not hard to see where all of this is headed from here. There's a brand new report in New York Times, Washington Post, and it talks about how when Trump traveled to Turkey last month for the NATO meeting, there was a NATO summit held in Ankara, Turkey's capital. Trump actually attended in person to meet with President Erdogan. You might remember that there was a little bit of a mix-up about Trump's travel arrangements. He was supposed to fly back to the United States on an Air Force One jet gifted to the United States by Qatar. At the last minute, however, they switched the planes. And Trump, instead of taking the recently gifted Qatari Air Force One jet, instead he took the former Air Force One jet, the old one that they were using before, which is going to be decommissioned. Well, there's a new report that says even that was also a decoy. And in reality, Trump, in front of the cameras,
the decoys were
the former Air Force One jet in front of everybody, in front of the press. But in reality, he was whisked away on the plane into a cart.
That's right.
Which is supposed to carry food and other catering materials. He was snuck onto a cart, which was then taken off of the plane and onto a military transport plane, where he was flown to the United Kingdom unbeknownst to anybody. Because they expected that when the...
Dude, we got Trump making decoys from his decoys, and Asmongold is out there banned having sex with, like, Chinese operatives and transgenders or whatever he's doing right now. It's like, it's absolutely heartbreaking.
Former Air Force One jet departed Turkey. They anticipated that perhaps Iran or maybe some other actor might try to shoot it down out of the sky. So Trump traveled in a secret military aircraft, letting Air Force One, with all the journalists, kind of funny, all the press were on board Air Force One. That was going to act as a decoy.
That's right.
And the press and everybody else thinking that Trump was on the plane, maybe some foreign adversary might have shot it out of the sky and killed everybody on board. So clearly Washington is taking seriously the threat that Iran is trying to, or is considering trying to, assassinate the President of the United States.
All right.
So what does that tell you? Well, I find this to be incredibly disturbing.
Yeah, me too. They're trying to kill our president.
Plausible, maybe, that Iran is trying to kill Trump. Maybe.
I mean, literally there are 3 people in prison for trying to assassinate Trump already. working for Iran. Like, again, if this was in a vacuum, you'd make a good point. But you know that there are literally 2 different people that worked for Iran that tried to assassinate Trump that were already in jail. There's a third one, by the way, that literally, and for those of you that are unaware, tried to assassinate Ivanka Trump, Trump's daughter, who was arrested and put in jail. That is 3 direct assassination attempts where the assassins are in prison. That's 3 sneakos that snuck into the country, all right, and tried to kill the Trump family, and they're all in jail. Like, we know that this is happening, all right? So it's like, why are we shocked that now Iran is trying to kill the president?
Me? We killed their supreme leader. That's their head of state. And we killed Qasem Soleimani, which was a hero and one of their top generals in the country.
Yeah, we're awesome.
So does it stand to reason that there might be a element inside the IRGC that might want to kill Trump? I suppose.
Listen how, like, it's why is this, like, such a far-fetched, like, idea? Like, what he's saying it like, I guess it's possible that after we killed their torpedoes, they want us dead. And there were already 3 assassination attempts on him, and 3 people are already in jail working for the Iranian regime. I guess it's possible. Okay?
Suppose anything's possible. What is really disturbing, though, is that all of the intelligence about assassination plots against Trump, it always comes from Israel.
We have arrested 3 people because of Israeli intelligence. We've already arrested 3 people in the United States trying to kill Trump and his family. On Israel's intelligence, by the way.
There was a rumored Iranian plot to kill Trump in 2024. Where did the intelligence come from? Israel.
They literally caught the guy. Like, they literally caught him. The person was real.
There was another Iranian plot to kill Trump,
yes.
allegedly.
It turns out Israeli intelligence in the Middle East is actually pretty fucking awesome. Remember the pagers? All right, it turns out they're actually really good at that shit. And especially when it comes to assassinations. They're really good at assassinations. I guess, and knowing about assassinations too. Remember, Israel knew exactly the location of every single Iranian leader and was able to take them all out at the same time. Like, I just want to make that clear, all right? Like, let's just understand. We were able to take out every single Iranian leader at the same time because Israel had intelligence so deep in the know that Israel literally had people in their meetings, okay? But you don't think that Israeli intelligence is credible just because it's from Israel?
This summer, where did the intelligence come from? Israel. And I'm not making this up. I mean, this is being reported in the New York Times. This is being reported in the mainstream press. These threats are being relayed to U.S. intelligence, but the source is always Israel. Trump has said repeatedly, if I go down, if I get killed, nuke Iran, basically annihilate Iran.
Yeah.
And so what is shaping up in the next couple of months looks like a very interesting opportunity that if Netanyahu requiring an expansion or escalation in the war in Iran before his re-election on October 27th, and if Trump is reluctant or defiant, unwilling to do this,
we're not doing this.
Maybe that might be a way to compel the United States to do what they want, to do something the public is right now unwilling to do.
Yeah. So anyway, now he's saying that maybe all the assassination attempts were fake, and it's all building up so that the Jews could assassinate him. And it's like, oh my God, brother. Anyway, now the craziest part is, in my opinion, all right, in my opinion, the craziest part, and this is gonna definitely be a hot take. The craziest part was when he said, I guess it's feasible that Iran might potentially want to kill him. Now, again, I think, personally, that Nick Fuentes, also known as Special Agent Shlomo Fuentes, is invading the Brown Clown movement with this stuff. All right, I don't think even he believes it. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, I feel like this is Shlomo Fuentes playing to his outs. All right, I'm just saying, Special Agent Mossad operative 8200 Shlomo Fuentes reporting for duty. Now, that said, you know it's a good time when Nick Fuentes and Cenk Uygur have the same take. All right? That's what I'm saying. So, guess where we got the bullshit intelligence? The bullshit intelligence about how Iran might assassinate Trump? Nicaragua. Kidding, it's Israel! All their intelligence is designed to attack their enemies and is never true. We literally arrested 3 people already based on Israeli intelligence that tried to assassinate Trump and his family. The person that tried to assassinate Ivanka Trump had blueprints of her house. Okay? Like, brother. So anyway, so the bullshit intelligence that... So here we have Cenk Uygur and Nick Fuentes, both of them relaying the same ideology that essentially, it turns out that Israel's lying to us this time. The other 3 times they were right, but this time they were lying to us. Because why would the Islamic Republic of Iran ever try to kill our president? I don't know. Maybe it's because they put gigantic banners on all of their buildings saying "We will kill Trump." This was something that I thought was a little bit suspicious. You know, when I saw this, I was like, think they want to kill Trump? I don't know. Maybe not. Potentially. So, you know, when I saw that, I was starting to double think things. Or maybe about this one, where specifically Amir Hadijzadeh, the commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Aerospace Forces, literally stating his goal. Killing the soldiers is not our goal. We, God willing, aim to kill Trump. This is literally what the guy says. Like, again, they say it themselves, brother. Like, and then you have Cenk Uygur being like, there's no reason why Iran would try to kill the president of the United States, am I right? And it's like, oh, brother, this guy stinks. Anyway, the Donald had this to say. The USA has total control over the Strait of Hormuz. I think we will keep it. Our naval blockade is being called by everyone a wall of steel, and there is nothing Iran can do about it. They have no navy. They have no air force. The remaining soldiers are unpaid. The IRGC is decimated and fleeing, and their leadership is uncertain at best. They have no money. Their country is shot. They all have fake news, gay ayatollahs, 300% inflation, sexy goats, and getting worse. Iran is all talk and no action. The bully of the Middle East no longer. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. Donald Trump is my favorite Muslim, for those of you that are watching at home. Now, we have to see how, speaking of Muslims, we have to see how the Muslims are doing over there in the Middle East. So, Saudi Arabia commercial ships are getting hit by are getting struck. All right, allegedly. All right, so we got the Saudi commercial ships getting struck. This is terrorism, by the way, for those of you unaware. And it's really funny because Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan just made this super epic Muslim NATO, right? They just, like 2 days ago, they came together, epic announcement, Muslim NATO, an attack on one of us is an attack of all of us. And we are going to do absolutely nothing. The Do Nothing Alliance is prepared to invoke Article Do Nothing as they all stare at button that does nothing, preparing to absolutely make everyone regret what they are about to do. That's right. The Do Nothing Alliance is prepared, waiting, and ready for this moment. This is exactly how it's working every single day. Now, Secretary of State Marcus Rubio is cooking tremendously. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio announces the Trump administration has revoked 175,000 visas.
Has just exclusively revealed to Fox that it's revoked 175,000 visas.
Dude, I'm just saying, Marcus Rubio, I think, has done, like, obviously closing the border was big Trump W, but Marcus Rubio is saving our country. This shit is awesome.
Since the start of President Trump's second term. That is
right.
up
That's
from the 100,000 in December. The majority of the new revocations were over criminal activity, including sexual assault, child abuse, fraud, reckless driving, and embezzlement. Multiple visas were also revoked for immigrants who celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination.
W. Now, leftoids are being like, oh, but freedom of speech. Freedom of speech doesn't mean that we need to bring you into our country. Just unbelievable W. Rubio keeps cooking. In fact, he cooks so much that, let me see if I can find it. There was another Rubio post that I had earlier. I lost it. I found it. The Rubio post goes as follows. American citizenship is not for sale, but elaborate birth tourism rings are profiting off of the exploitation of America's laws, coaching foreigners to defraud the U.S. visa system, arranging travel and housing, even forging documents, all to enable foreign nationals to obtain citizenship for their children. This has been done for multiple terrorists, by the way, that have recently, terrorist incidents that recently happened were because of this. The ISIS guy that threw 2 bombs in New York City, that was just a naturalized guy. Hasan Piker, dog electrocutor extraordinaire. Also, again, and I think that dude's a threat to our nation that we should remove immediately. In fact, I have yet to hear one good argument why he's still in our country. The State Department established a birth tourism prevention task force to review the activity of visa holders, dismantle illegal birth tourism networks, and put an end to the heinous abuse of our nation's laws. In just 1 month, the Birth Tourism Prevention Task Force has taken action to revoke more than 600 visas from foreign nationals across the globe and will continue to safeguard our nation from this abuse. The State Department will use all available tools to dismantle birth tourism networks and defend the integrity of U.S. citizenship. Because the truth of the matter is, if everyone could be American, then being American is worth nothing. Absolute colossal Rubius W, first of his name. May the cooking continue. By complete coincidence, all of the 600 visas were people named Muhammad. Again, it's probably a coincidence. Nothing to see here, folks. Now, we have traders within on foreign visas, lots of which are coming from non-American parents. Aliens dropped in our nation. Aliens growing in strength and fervor, electing aliens to rule over us. But not anymore. So an election did not go the way of the aliens today, for those of you that are unaware. Francesca Hong just lost her election. Now, you might not know who she is. I covered her briefly once before. This is her being embarrassed that she has a half-white son because he's half-white.
I wasn't always aware of the struggles of other communities of color because for me, assimilation always kind of took over. And so I did marry my proximity to whiteness continues, right? My son is biracial.
He's no good at math.
Half Korean, and
my good driver.
Navigating, what his identity is and how people perceive him is always at the back.
He's 9 years old, not even neurosurgeon. Emotional damage. Anyway, so the Chinese Korean spy had this to say about her son, who she hates because he's half white. Horrible stuff, honestly. Truly miserable. Now, Francesca Hong had a lot of this stuff. Now, she has been on an entire meltdown, trying to cancel Thanksgiving. Because obviously, Thanksgiving is actually really sad. Because Native Americans, who usually were busy scalping and murdering and savagely eating each other, were killed by Europeans that turned North America into the greatest empire the world has ever known. The aliens will never understand. Now, anyway, it obviously does not go well for them. Now, she's used to eating cat on Thanksgiving, so everything changed when she came to America.
Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities.
Oh, well, guess you're going to have to suck it up. Anyway.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Schrodinger's biatch, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I
there
love
you have it.
Yep. I don't want to cancel it. I actually.
Yeah, so she was canceled. She was criticized for saying that she wants to remove Thanksgiving from the roster because obviously Native Americans who were, for the first time ever, not killed by other Native Americans. This is that's what she had to say. And now she has to change her mind and say she actually loves it. She's also well known for calling for the alleged assassination of Trump.
In the restaurant industry, when we're out of something, we say it's 86th. And I'd say it's about fucking time we 86 Trump. He represents the utter failure of our government to keep us safe from threats, both viral and systemic.
You asshole! Who the hell are you? Who are you? Get out of our country! Get deported! Anyway, weakest F-bomb I've ever heard drop. But anywho, so she's famous for stuff like this. Now, she obviously is part of the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, which is a really nice way to say commies and Muslims. All right, so the commies and Muslims got together. They're electing people all over the country now because actually the left is literally just terrorists. And that appeals to them a lot. So the thing is, she has been running for governor of Wisconsin, I'm pretty sure. Breaking news, this was from one day before the election. Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong said cancel Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day brings out the worst of humanity, but there's still a 95% chance she wins as the Democratic nominee in Wisconsin. That's pretty insane. Her face maybe looks a little bit like a jelly bean or one of those, those ugly fish with like the bulging eyes. However, she still had a 95% chance of winning. Now, in fact, if you look at the last 5 Wisconsin governor Democratic primary polls, they all looked like this. All right, State Navigate, Hong plus 22. Public Policy, Hong plus 18. Marquette University, Hong plus 15. 25, State Navigate, Hong plus 29. Public Policy Polling, Hong plus 20. Pretty insane, actually, if you think about it. Every single poll was saying she was going to win by double digits from between 18 and 29 points. NBC News was mega stunned because she was slaughtering in the beginning. In the beginning, it looked like she was absolutely winning.
Okay. Wow. What the heck just came in brown? Which was that the
Look at this.
That
Look
was
at this.
huge for her.
Look at them cope. Now, again, for those of you that are unaware, this is everyone's favorite time. It's time for a cripple fight! In one corner, you have the moderate leftists. They're dumb. They're gay. They like butt sex. And they've enabled the terrorists. In the other corner, you have the terrorists, the Muslims, the ones that also like butt sex. In Cripple Fight 2026, who will carry it to the finish line as they slaughter each other? Mainstream cripples or the rising stars of terrorist cripples?
Yeah, so that was about 18,000 votes, and she nets 2,000.
Look at this. Look at this dude. He's losing his mind that she's winning.
That wasn't Central Count, was it?
This is NBC News. NBC News, and it's the most unprofessional shit show I've ever seen.
It's possible. There's no remaining vote in Brown according to
Oh,
our
no.
counter. I'll check check the website.
I said I want percent more, but now I do, because if that was Central Count, is it, what was?
Now the funniest thing is, this isn't just like a little NPC glitch. This is a 3.5 minute long video of NBC News just absolutely losing their shit that the moderate leftoids are losing to the terrorist community.
Good to me.
Look at this. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but this is incredible. Look at this. This is in the mainstream media, and now they wonder why people watch my channel more than they watch these dumb fucks.
Yeah.
I mean, except I don't get paid.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
Here's the thing.
he's gonna cry. All right, NPC News.
Yeah. Here's let's look at it.
Hello.
This way. We're kind of indefinitely waiting for them to get their act together here.
Uh-huh.
And get this.
Anyway, it's 3.5 minutes of this, by the way, for those of you that are unaware. Now, it gets even funnier. So, Mike from PA, known as one of the greatest cockwarmers of Hasan Piker, he went out there and he said, they call it the Mike from PA difference. By the way, this guy has slandered me. He called for my, allegedly, to murder me. You know, good stuff like that, in the past. You know, that's how you know he's a nice guy. All right, so this guy, he said, they call it the Mike from PA difference. Because Francesca Hong was gonna win. Well,
you appeared on controversial live streams. They're with a guy called Mike from Pennsylvania.
But you also on the show of a streamer called Mike from PA.
Francesca Hong is now leading the polls in the state's Democratic primary for governor.
Look at that. She came on my stream. Say hi to the Central Committee stream.
Hi, Central Committee stream.
Anyway, and he posts like this whole compilation, literally sucking his own dick in public, being like, oh yeah, she comes to my stream, she wins everything. And guess who is making fun of him for it? Destiny. Of all people. The cripple fight continues! In the center left, you have the Gooner. He loves filming his sexual actions with random women. Does he get consent? No one knows. He's in court. And in the far left, we have Mike from PA. He cannot, under any circumstances, have sex with a woman. These two will fight for the H's. It is a cripple fight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here we have Destiny shitting on him for saying that it's the Mike from PA difference. Except, she lost. Anyway, so where are all the Francesca Hong votes? Mike from PA chuckling from the couch with a suspicious stomach bulge. Did he eat the votes? The fat phobia starts spreading from within the cripple fight. All holds barred when the fuck is fat. Anyway, it's pretty beautiful if you think about it, actually. So Hasan Piker, super bad that Francesca Hong is losing. All right, this is towards the end of the election where it looks like... So in the beginning, she was winning by a lot. All the polls, 95% chance she was going to win. That's what the polls said. All right, then in the beginning, she was winning by a landslide. NPC News was losing their freaking mind on air, literally sniveling into their microphones. And then she started to lose, and then Hasan Piker starts almost kills himself on live stream.
But I'm also a stupid guy who shits in his diapers. And I will be Soylent Green one day because I'm so fucking dumb. It's like pundit brain. I can't do it.
Look at this. Look at him.
I
So
can't.
mad.
You're
Look how
gonna
mad
catch
he
me
is.
fucking shitting on
He's gonna
voters.
cry.
I don't like shitting on voters. It's always our fault. It's always
You know how he makes believe that he actually makes a difference?
the campaign's fault. It's always our fault. We didn't fucking try hard enough. Okay? We didn't try hard enough. We didn't try hard enough. That's what happened. That's what happened. We should have tried harder.
Oh, man. Hasan, you're looking fat in this image. I don't know if you're gaining any weight recently. But anyway, so breaking news. Radical lunatic Francesca Hong has been defeated. Wow. This gets even funnier because after she actually lost, the Hasan meltdown gets even better.
We'll be able to lean into their victories. So it'll be less difficult. It'll be easier to deliver our message. It'll be more difficult, though, because the establishment will not underestimate us.
Uh-huh.
They will continue to undermine us, but they will not
so
underestimate
sad.
us.
Look how sad he is. Poor bastard.
So
He's literally sadder about this than 9/11, for those of you paying attention.
knives will be out.
Knives will be out, he says.
Knives will be out.
Knives will be out. We're at war. The cripple fight is getting hairier. On one side of the cripple fight, they have the left, who has guns. Oops. They try to ban guns. They don't have guns. On the other side of the cripple fight, they have knives. It's a beautiful war. It's cripple war. It is so entertaining. And that's why you have me. That's why you have me. While the left are all slaughtering each other, you have me, your preferred commentator of choice, commentating on the cripples as they fight. It's pretty beautiful stuff. Now, breaking overnight in a shock upset, socialist Francesca Hong just lost her Wisconsin Democrat primary for governor by David Crowley by 0.4 points. Very sad stuff. Now, the very funny update is the far left is saying that they cheated. Now, I knew that it was going here. I didn't want to say it before because I didn't want to jinx it. I knew we would get here. So when Trump loses, they say he says he cheats. He proves that there's tons of fake voting. Trump is lying. We're not allowed to talk about it. All right, then not allowed to talk about it. Spencer Pratt loses in an absolutely rigged election in California. No, we're not allowed to talk about it. That's okay. The radical leftist loses, and now they're blaming the Democratic establishment for rigging elections. God, it's so perfect. They're blaming a black man for stealing is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that the far left is blaming a black man for stealing an election. I'm just saying. That's what they're doing. All right, it's truly incredible. No one has ever seen this coming. And now they think elections are rigged by the Democratic Party. And Hasan's meltdown continues.
Damn. Here's an article about the inside the mind of a late deciding Crowley voter. A number of late deciding Democratic primary voters who spoke to NBC News in Madison on Tuesday ended up voting for Crowley. One of them, Allie Plummer, said of Hong, "I really back a lot of what she's saying. The DSA label doesn't shy me away. In fact, I probably would lean more towards that." Okay, I don't want to read this because I will fucking kill myself with a gun.
Do not threaten me with a good time like that, Hasan Piker. I don't want you dead. I want you to watch. I want you to watch from Turkey as our country becomes the greatest civilization known to man. I want you to see it happen.
In a video
From
game.
Turkey.
Okay, I don't want to hear this. I can't. I'm in a good mood overall. I don't. I want to put boomers in the machine, in the contraption. And not just boomers, like anyone that says that.
In one sentence, he's like, I want to open a gulag, and he wants to kill himself. It's absolute cinema. It's absolute cinema, the way he threatens us with a good time like that. Now, anyway, they use fake polls, says Spencer Pratt, who lost a rigged election. They use third world bots to make their X accounts. They cheat wherever they can to give the false impression of popularity and inevitability of the socialist virus because the language of the communist is the lie. The psychos aren't popular. They're just scammers. Vote. Don't let commies run anything, not even dog catcher. You've seen how the DSA treat people like dogs. All right, and that's basically what happened with Francesca Hong. She lost despite the fact that every poll was saying she was going to win. Now, Abdul El Sayed was going on a pretty wild ride. He's another one of these DSA communists that won his election, his primary, I should say, in Michigan. And the person that he's going up against, this guy, Rogers, like literally, it's John America versus Mohammed Abdul Rahman El Bin Said, or whatever. Anyway, it's pretty good. So, anywho, El Sayed recently has been going viral for saying he hates football. Football is for savages. Pretty classic American, if you ask me.
Yep, thanks, Sean, and thanks for highlighting what is so much, you can almost hear a collective gasp across Michigan for all the things he spends time hating on. I mean, when I go back, I want to, make sure we're protecting our faith and our families and our factories and our freedoms, while he's advocating doing away with our fireworks, football, the 4th of July. This guy spent hours hating on what most Michiganders would enjoy in their pastimes, and he should be held to account for that. These are views that he held that he was pretty strong about, but he knew that he had to delete them all for if people really knew who he was, they wouldn't vote for him. So you're right. It's just a matter of making sure we have the resources and the people that are out there fighting what I think is...
Bro, we might be turning Michigan red. That's insane. Anyway, so Rogers goes after him, and Dr. Abdul El Sayed responds with this. Since you're too afraid to debate me, how about you hold me accountable on a football field instead? What? Tackle, no pads, like we used to play when we were kids. I'd be happy to show you how much I love football. What? What are we even doing here? What are, like... Like, brother... I think you need to go back to the third world. Send the aliens home! Purge the heretics! The aliens must be sent back from whence they came! Why do we have aliens here at all? Anyway, so, you highlighted my anti-American views, so now I want to physically hurt you, says Abdul Rahman Mohammed El Sayed. You can't make this shit up. It's like, how dare you highlight my anti-American views? Now I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Bro, it's every time. So AIPAC Tracker is saying you have to vote Ilhan Omar for Congress because she got no money from AIPAC. It's incredible stuff. Like, I'm telling you, man, I used to not like AIPAC because AIPAC funds Democrats, and I think that we need to destroy the left. So I used to hate AIPAC. But now, it's like, these guys are like, these guys are like, do you want to do away with foreign influence in the United States? Well, you're going to have to vote for Ilhan Omar, who thinks there were 11 world wars and gives all of her money to Somalia. Yup, that's right. At least we're getting away from foreign influence, guys. At least we don't have foreign influence with Ilhan Omar over here. WW. All right, now it's incredible stuff. It really is. It's truly diabolical. Now, in just endless Muslim L's that have been happening lately, Sneeko got an eye exam and found out that he has mites defecating in his eyes after visiting Mecca and Haiti. So he goes to Mecca and Haiti to talk about how the third world is actually so much better. The third world is better than America. And then he comes back and he literally has worms in his eyes.
A lot of times, this bacteria here is called Demodox. It gets into those eyelashes, it gets into the pores, and they start having this party here. And it's very, very common. So we got to clean this all up for you. I'm going to give you some homework.
I think my eyelashes are dirty.
Your eyelashes have an infection in it that is making your
hair can be infected.
Well, the follicle itself.
Hair could be infected, says Sneeko.
Has gunk on it. That gunk is coming from a mite called Demodox. That's the bacteria.
It's coming from mites, Sneeko.
I have mites in my eyelashes.
Called the Demodox mite, yeah.
You have mites in your eyes, Sneeko.
And that mite has...
Ibar, enchilada, as they say.
Excrement. And that excrement is what's on your eyelashes.
So mites are coming on my eyelashes?
Mites are pooping, not coming.
Oh, excrement,
yeah, excrement.
Sorry.
Yeah, pooping. So it's the poop of a mite that's making your eyelashes, like, irritating. Making your eyes irritating. That's exactly why.
Sneeko, the reason why your eyes are bothering you is because you went to a shithole and you have mite shit in your eyes. Also, you're wearing a dress. And you're gay. Anyway, it's truly incredible. Now, obviously, Sneeko got really mad at all of his clippers that are posting clips of him. And by the way, he pays his clippers, right? He got clippers that are out there posting clips of him that makes him look like a complete moron. It's pretty incredible. Now, he had a complete crash out in his Discord server crying about how his clippers are making him look bad. Like, dude, this is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. It's like, yeah, I'm a complete moron. I just don't want people to know about it. PSA, no, this Clipper is blackballed from Love Speech for hate farming me for engagement. Elon Musk is calling to deport me, Patriot. And gambling sites are funding slander campaigns against me. It's absolutely unacceptable that they would be selling me out for X shekels. Pathetic, consistent behavior from him, especially when we have so many fantastic Clippers. Please unfollow and block him and let everyone know. Let everyone know that the Clippers are making me look like a dumbass. It's truly, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Absolute insanity. It really is crazy. Now, as the conquest continues, Massachusetts moved to start a Muslim commission to help place Muslims in government and shape state policy. The bill orders it to identify and recommend qualified American Muslims for appointive positions for all levels of government. Basically, it's DEI, but it's all about Muslims conquering your nation. Matt Walsh says it's unconstitutional on like 20 different levels. You can't pass a law that specifically favors one religion. Let's start with that. And to specifically favor Islam of all religions is not only illegal, but also absurd. Man, I'm really glad that we're people are starting to really get comfortable about this. Now, again, I'm doing full deep dives on my Patreon analyzing the Quran. I do it every week, and it is wild, bro. It is wild. Did you know that according to Islam, the sun needs to ask Allah for permission to rise and ask him what direction it rises from every morning? And then Allah explains, but sometimes Allah gets it wrong and the sun rises from the wrong side. And it's like, my God, what are we even doing, man? What are we doing? And you know, like it's pretty diabolical. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty wild. All right, I'm just saying. So, anywho, and semen comes from your ribs, and you know, it's one of the most intellectual movements of all time. So anyway, this is insane that this is happening. Like, I love how you know, you'll have like Jews in a nation or whatever. They don't ban pork. Hindus do not ban beef. Muslims come in, they take over. It's insane. It's wild. It's almost like it's every single time, and it's almost like it's literally mandated by their religion to do that. That's crazy. I don't know. It's wild. Anywho, so I'm just because we're on the topic of the religion of peace, a knife-wielding member of said religion of peace started randomly stabbing people in Hong Kong. Now, this is so crazy because last I checked, people in Hong Kong were not doing a genocide. So this is so weird. I'm so shocked by this. Now, it's, again, I am not coming to any conclusions because on YouTube, you're not allowed to come to conclusions. I am noticing how Muslims don't get along with people in America or in England or in France or in Sweden or in Israel or in India or in Hong Kong or in Japan. And they don't get along with other Muslims in Saudi Arabia or in Kuwait or in Bahrain or in Iraq or in Iran or in Syria or in Lebanon or in Jordan or in Egypt. In fact, it's pretty weird how Muslims keep killing everyone that they're around. Huh. Now that you mention it, that is pretty weird. Probably coincidence. Now, if you want to control your own funds, well, then you need Rumble Wallet immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 without Rumble Wallet. We hear a lot about crypto, but there's one part most people missed. Crypto was created so that you could actually own and control your money. Well, with Rumble Wallet, you actually can. You don't have to wait for people. You're not relying on people. They can't immediately destroy you with infinite bullshit that the government comes up with every 2 weeks. All right, you control your own money. It's in your hands. It's how you buy crypto. It's also the best way to support me. And that's why I use Rumble Wallet. It takes all the complexity of life and makes it so simple. I hate the banks. I know, pretty anti-Semitic, but I hate the banks, man. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-based stablecoins, or even digital gold backed by real gold. No complicated setup. Connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank and be up and running in minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like me directly. Again, fully demonetized on YouTube. Every single person that actually does this helps me tremendously. So do this right now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. It takes 2 minutes. Use Nux10 for $10 free for the first certain amount of people. More information in the description. Thank you so much for your support. Literally, it means the world to me because I am, again, fully demonetized by YouTube, and this is how you can support me, and it's super, super appreciated. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter. Now, the left keeps losing, and it's honestly very entertaining for me to watch. They are losing their own people. Even communist momminess is out of here. Shoe on Head is going nuclear on the left over this, and it's very entertaining to watch. It's almost like I was right about all of the things. So, AOC walks back woke one. I showed this briefly in the past, but you have to understand how big of a discussion this actually got, and the way the left is like, what do you mean you're going back on woke one? Do you not think that gay people should have butt sex all the time, literally all the place in front of children in parades? And she can't answer that because, of course, she wants to continue grooming children.
It's possible to win the Senate, so I've been focused on those legislative races.
What do you make of those controversial statements? I'm sure you've seen. I mean, she's, you know, the Thanksgiving dust up. She says she doesn't, you know, still believe that, but
she lost.
You know, the
Elbozo.
abolish prisons, abolish police, which is also positions that have been taken by a lot of the progressive candidates who have won. How do you get around that? I mean, those are not positions that are supported by most of
I mean, I think that a lot of these races, even right now, they'll have a tendency to be nationalized. But these races...
Why would we nationalize a race for the Senate of the United States of America? Why would we nationalize something like that?
Ultimately are local, and all politics are local. My understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot of that.
Right, she's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's it.
The new leftist strategy of answering uncomfortable questions by being a dumb bitch that's stupid and laughs. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're aware that's just how it works now. You could just giggle away any complicated question. It's like, woman, what's your thoughts on child castration? Anyway, could we please talk about how we could be redistributing money from white people to browns? Anyway, so it's pretty diabolical out there. The I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. Anyway, it's pretty incredible to watch. So woke one was crazy. Now, there are obviously a lot of flaws with this logic, the first of which being she will never actually say what part of woke one was annoying. Steel Void, thanks for the 1,000 bits. The funniest part is it's not like she's actually going to ever explain to you what was bad, what was crazy about woke one. She was in fact one of the major woke one enjoyers. All right, she was out there going on drag shows talking about how every single day I tune in and I just love watching adult men act like abominations, cross-dressing and twerking in front of kids. I love when that happens. It's my favorite thing. So now for those of you that are unaware of the terminology, woke one was infinite gay. Woke two is kill Jews, destroy America. I hope you're aware. That's how we've evolved as a society. Now, obviously, woke one is crazy, says AOC. AOC's meteoric rise was fueled because of woke one's radical racial politics and decolonization efforts directed at the U.S. But she doesn't actually mean any of the things she says, because the left actually doesn't have some sort of value system. I've said this many times. Everyone that's like, well, I think some leftist ideas are okay. Well, then that's okay. You have the right to be a complete and utter dipshit with zero mind of value. All right, you can be dumb fucked by stupid. That's okay. Now, it's the truth of the matter is, I see a lot of people be like, both sides make valid points. And the answer is, do you, like, get a rash by riding the fence that absolute hard? Like, when you get raped by fences, does it feel nice or something? Is that why you feel the need to do that? The truth of the matter is, every single leftist policy is satanic, and you will not find one that is actually not satanic, actually. That's my incredibly hot take. Shoehead was not happy with me for that one. Back in the day, she called me out for saying, Nux thinks all the left is evil. Yeah! Prove me wrong. Anyway, so Cenk Younger goes out there. Yesterday, AOC said woke one was crazy. Wait, does that mean she never believed in being woke? And are people on the left who I debated on some of these issues, like defunding the police and abolishing prisons, comfortable with that? Was she right back then, or is she right now? Says Cenk Younger, who makes believe he is a new and enlightened moderate. See, Cenk Younger, he's on the Tucker Carlson side of the force, which is Israel bad, don't love America either, hopefully they'll die. That's the new emerging party in the United States of America. Greatest community note ever, Cenk Younger said he wanted to defund the police in 2020. It took 2 minutes to find this. I'm done. I'm supporting defund the police 100%. Right? Like, it's actually hilarious because in between having sex with animals, Cenk Younger absolutely decided that he was going to come out swinging on this one. Right, I have to say, absolute cinema from Chunk Ungus over here. All right, bro's out here, always been woke. He's fell for woke one too. The left doesn't actually believe in anything. They exist in an infinite miasma to please as many dipshits as they can to win. And Chunky Yogurt is gonna do his absolute best. Now, Shoe on Head went nuclear on these people. Ha, woke one was crazy. But if you said woke one was crazy during woke one, you were a fascist, racist, Nazi. So whatever progressive politicians are talking about right now, they'll just say woke two was crazy in 5 years. Incredible stuff. Nothing actually means anything. Now, I've made this point. She was like 47 years old when she's out there saying her woke one stuff. And now that she's an enlightened 49, all right, she's going to be like, oh, now I understand why actually it was crazy. Yeah, all right, dude, get out of here, bro. All right? No, I won't acknowledge in any way it was crazy or that I directly contributed to it. I just want you to forget about it so we could try again. Annoying laugh. Why didn't the interviewer ask what specific woke one things she thinks are crazy? I would love to know. We all would love to know. The answer is her opinions on nothing actually changed. She never actually had values. Her values were gaining power. These people don't actually have a value system. All right? So when a citizen changes their mind on something, that's normal. Many things can happen in the span of years, and it's fine. If you're a politician and change your mind about something, but if you're a politician, I want to know why you changed your mind. Be transparent. What about woke one? Really woke two, in my opinion. Don't you agree with anymore? I've talked about this a few times, but I was way more critical of the police back in 2020. Borderline, all cops are bad. But I can tell you that moving from the suburbs to the city, taking public transportation, having a child, seeing firsthand how bad things are, and can get is what changed my mind on that. So I want to know, AOC and others, what about woke one don't you agree with anymore, and why? What made it crazy? Because that just happened isn't gonna work. Now, I appreciate that she actually said all this. Again, I've said this many times. Nothing will radicalize a woman like getting married and having children. That shit will radicalize a woman. Every woman that I know doesn't like guns until they get married, and then they want their husband to have a gun to protect the house. That's how it works every single time. So Blair White, a professional at knowing things about women, says they debanked, harassed, destroyed careers, and now it's that was wild. Anyways, literally, well, when you were calling woke one crazy, that was bad. When you were calling woke one crazy, that was bad. You're a fascist racist who should be socially ostracized. But boy, howdy, was woke one crazy? Am I right? Again, the craziest update ever is the fact that these people would destroy you if you criticized woke one, and now they could just say oopsie and run away from it because woke two is so much more insane. Now, Shoe on Head doesn't stop. So Hasan Piker had this to say.
Mandami's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over, and impoverish the white middle class.
Beast mode. I love her so much. One of the things about Zoran is that the people surrounding him oftentimes are so much cooler than he is.
Yeah, so anyway, openly stating he wants to impoverish the middle class. Shoe on Head responds, he just wants to give you healthcare. He's just a little healthcare boy. You wouldn't hate a little healthcare boy now, would you? He just wants healthcare. He's a little healthcare boy. Oh, man. Wearing a suit because Shoe on Head insulted him a couple of months ago. All right, now, anyway, the funniest thing is, no, these people have no values. All right, Hasan wants to destroy the United States of America. All right, and if you look at it through that lens, everything makes sense. It's why he supports Russia. It's why he supports China. It's why he hates Israel. It's why he hates Ukraine. It's why he supports Islamic terrorism. It's why he hates Trump. It's why he hated Kamala. It's why he hates everything aside from the radical Islamist jihadist people that want to tax everyone infinitely. He just hates America and wants us all to die. So if you look at things through that lens, it actually makes sense. Now, I was called out by Shoe on Head recently. Yeah, that's right. We're going to go there. All right. She recently called me out. And it's even not muted sometimes.
Things that have been happening lately is people will discover my channel and then they'll make reaction videos to my videos and they'll title them things like Shoe on Head is done with the left. Shoe on Head is finally waking up. And it's like, I've been woken up. Do not cite the anti-woke magic to me, Taku. I was there when it was written.
Anyway, so the point that I'm trying to make, first of all, I do have to give props where props are there. Communist Momius was literally out here making videos, shitting on feminoids, while I was making anime reviews. She was an absolute patriot, and we respect and support the grind. However, I can judge. the fact that you're surprised that these people are just hand-waving away woke one means you don't hate the left enough. That's right. That's right. So this is why we are going to sit here and we are going to judge. If you think that it's surprising that the left is just going to hand-wave away a thing that they utilize to literally debank and imprison right-wing people, it means you don't understand the left. The left doesn't actually exist as some sort of moral framework that you disagree with. The left is evil, demonic, fucks. That's it. So I don't actually believe that they have any form of ideology. I don't think that they have some sort of moral compass. I think when they use words, they use the words to destroy you. They use the words to gain power. They don't use the words because they actually believe in words. The words mean nothing. It's the purpose of the words that mean something. So they will imprison you for misgendering people, and then that's what they will simultaneously say that everyone should have the right to the First Amendment. How dare Donald Trump criticize Jimmy Kimmel? Words don't actually mean anything to these people. So they will just hand wave and laugh off woke one, all right? And simultaneously, they will never need to explain it at all because their ideologies are a joke. And the fact that you're surprised about this means you didn't hate the left enough. That's right, baby. Well, I'm still in this. See, Shuanhead and I have very different opinions, specifically in like one area. I think all of leftism is evil, cancer, satanic bullshit. And Shuanhead thinks that most of it is bad, but they have some good ideas. Give me a year, and she will be on this side of the force. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is woke one is still around. Woke one is still here because woke one is just Satanism with extra steps. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey signed a bill for abortions up to birth as Democrats celebrate. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this photo. Look at all these women, these baby killers in this photo. All these women probably cried about the Palestinians that started a war and lost. They all probably cried about that as they signed the death warrants for 1 million American babies every single year. Every single one of them. They probably cried when 140 schoolgirls in Iran were killed, when Donald Trump killed terrorists that were trying to build nuclear weapons to destroy us. They probably cried for those poor babies. They don't care. Now, I want to make something clear to you. Abortion up till birth is a fascinating idea because this means, based on the location of the child, you can murder them. They're in the womb, they could die. Take the same exact life form out of the womb, and that now has human rights. And if he's brown, well, then he becomes a citizen. All right, I hope you understand what this means. All right, so they invade your country. They get citizenship. We have to pay for their health care. They are literally inside a womb. You can murder them. All right, I want you to understand how obviously satanic this is, and this is still going on. Now, the Donald is fighting back today. At my direction, Dr. Mehmet Oz announced that Medicaid will no longer fund gender transition surgeries on hormones for minors. We are not going to pay for innocent children to undergo these barbaric surgeries and practices which result in the unthinkable and irreversible harm to their young bodies. Thanks to our strong position and pressure on this issue over the past year and a half, dozens of U.S. hospitals have already ended this so-called gender-affirming care, and we expect many more to follow. Just think about all the young, innocent, and perhaps confused children who will be spared, while the Democrat Party wants your kids to be chopped off their reproductive organs before they are old enough to vote. President Donald J. Trump, me, and the Republican Party say that is absurd, and we will protect America's children. Please remember this when you cast your vote in the midterm elections in November. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter. Now, this is nice. And it's not nearly far enough. See, again, the thing I like about Donald Trump is I think he is a stepping stone to truly, truly elect ourselves the fascist that the left thinks that the Donald actually is. All right, I want to make this very clear. All right, so he's like out here being like, now we're not going to be able to fund the transgender transition surgeries. No. I think every doctor that castrated a child should be in prison. All right, all of them. But it was legal. Yeah, well, it was legal for Nazis to kill Jews, and we executed those bastards after the World War II. All right, I'm just saying. All right, I was just doing a thing, though. Yep, sorry, we're going to have to kill you now. That's right, that's just how it works. After a trial, of course. See, anyway, Cenk Younger is out here defending his nephew, Hasan Piker, for saying that America deserved 9/11. Because, you see, Woke 1 was all about gay sex. Infinite gay, grooming children, castrating them, stuff like that. Woke 2 is terrorism. So Hasan Piker is under the limelight. You know, guy who's literally on the campaigns of all the terrorists that are running for Senate in the Democratic race. Suspiciously, a lot of them are Muslims. It's weird. We'll have to do more research on this later. Now, anyway, Cenk Uygur goes on Piers Morgan to defend the comments of how America deserved 9/11.
Are Israel, who've been robbing us blind. Can we all agree?
Israel gets 0.01% of our money, just to be clear, of our foreign aid. All right, just to be completely clear, we give NATO about 30 times per year what we give Israel. All right, just to understand. And NATO gives us absolutely jack shit. Just to understand. All right, just a thing. Now, my stance is we should give all of them nothing. I don't believe in foreign aid. I don't think we should be giving anyone anything. But, like, dude, healthcare is 1,000,000 times what we spend on Israel. All right, like, again, it's a huge cope. But anyway.
By the way, Hasan agrees with us that we should all stop the robbery. And look, Piers, I am in the anti-war coalition. In this coalition, hold on. In this coalition, we have Tucker Carlson and we have Hasan Piker. They don't agree on a lot of things, and I don't agree with Tucker Carlson.
I love that he's lumping them in the same group. It's amazing.
LGBTQ issues. I don't agree with Hasan on the Mao comments, but we're in the anti-war coalition. Let's stick together.
For those of you that are unaware, anti-war is like saying that I'm anti-bad and I'm pro-good. I'm anti-sadness, and I'm pro-happiness. That's what anti-war means. All right, no one likes war. Sometimes wars need to happen, obviously. All right, this is a way to manipulate third-worlders and dipshits.
Get Israel out of our government, defund it, end the wars, get money out of politics.
He's like, what's your thoughts on Hasan Piker supporting 9/11? Israel is bad! Okay, but what's your thoughts on Hasan Piker supporting 9/11? Israel is bad.
And then we can go back to these nonsense fights that don't matter because...
Nonsense fights that don't matter, like the fact that we literally have American citizens that are calling for terrorism and supporting 9/11.
You have one conversation
right, but the truth is,
on the
left or the
hang
right,
on, please. Hang on, please. Hang on, please. I want to ask Cenk a simple question. Yeah, hang on. Cenk, you say that the mainstream media wouldn't go after somebody for saying, you know, difficult things or difficult positions or whatever. I just don't think it's true. If Donald Trump came out with the comments about Mao Zedong that your nephew did, all hell would break loose. And what Dave Smith rightly has asked you is,
prove it.
Yeah, he said a dumb thing. He said a dumb thing about America and 9/11, and he came on your show immediately and retracted it. Okay, but as Dave said, the mindset which goes out of its way to minimize the actions of the most genocidal monster in the history of planet Earth is very concerning. And as your nephew's star rises and he gets a big feature in Rolling Stone magazine and becomes the face of the progressive left and so on, it is completely legitimate to ask why he would seek to minimize what Mao Zedong did.
Oh, it's because he supports it. I love how everyone's like jumping around it all the time because no one actually wants to engage with the actual conversation. It's because Mao Zap Dog supports Mao Zedong. He supports the fact that he starved all those people. He supports the genocide. He supports the mass murder. He actually thinks that's cool. He loves Islamic terrorism and he hates America. That's why he does it. It's actually simple. Your nephew's a piece of shit, Cenk. Kind of like you. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Now, only people that have their parents or cousins think that it's a good defense to say, well, actually, I know he said that America deserved 9/11, but at least he's against Israel. Yeah, anyway, so the really interesting thing here, all right, and this is pretty diabolical. All right, so notice how they all said, and then right after he said America deserved 9/11, he came on your show and he retracted it.
Which goes out of its way to minimize America and 9/11, and he came on your show immediately and retracted it. Okay.
Did he, though? This is the very popular narrative. Mehdi Hasan says the same thing, too. So Abdul El-Sayed disavows Hasan Piker's 9/11 comments, and Mehdi Hasan, another terrorist supporter, says, this is a non-story, given that Hasan Piker also disavowed Hasan Piker's 9/11 comments. Did he, though? This is how they get you. They just lie. Lying is overpowered for these people. Takia Carlson would explain to you how that works. But all these guys are also performing the same dark arts. Now, this is the clip where he allegedly disavowed it.
You said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
No, obviously not. In context, I was simply referencing the fact that all of the foreign policy decisions and our arming of insurgent groups in the region and our efforts in destabilizing the Middle East have a direct consequence, a boomerang effect, rather, if you will, in causing 9/11. In that moment.
So he goes on the show to explain why America actually does deserve 9/11. Wow. Steel Void, thanks for the 1,000 bits.
I thought, at the very least, I was saying that you can draw a direct line, basically, that it was a consequence of all of the things that we have done in the region.
But you understand now, and not
All right, and Shank tries to get him again. Just say that you regret it. Say that you shouldn't have said it.
just now, but you understood fairly soon after you said it, that saying Americans deserve 9/11 is a completely different statement and one that's wrong.
No, I didn't.
All right, it's wrong. Say it's wrong, Hasan. Say it's wrong. Are you ready? And he defends it again.
I didn't say Americans deserve 9/11. I said America deserves 9/11.
Right, but that's
and
still
in that
wrong.
Moment, well, maybe you can chalk it
Okay,
up
ready for the excuse?
to English being my second language or whatever you want to chalk it up to.
Oh, English might have been his second language. So does this really sound like he disavowed it? So you got Piers Morgan saying that he disavowed it. You got Cenk Uygur and Mehdi Hasan all lying about how he disavowed it. He didn't actually disavow it. He went, he doubled down, he explained himself, and then he said, well, I don't really speak English. But what if I told you that he doubled down on that multiple times, actually?
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave fucking soldier, fucked his eye hole with their dick? Isn't that how he lost his fucking dumbass eye? Because he got his fucking eye hole fucked? America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying.
Americans deserve 9/11. I said America deserves 9/11.
Right, so that's the first clip. All right, and then he explains how he actually doesn't speak English. All right, that's the first clip where he says that America deserved 9/11. But what if he said it again? What if he said it again many times?
Literally.
What if he literally said it this month?
It doesn't matter. He can prep with whoever he wants. He can prep with Benny Morris if he wants. There is no what you support terrorism ? No, I don't. I don't support the state of Israel, and I don't support the state of the United States of America.
Right. So again, this is the 9/11 guy, and he has doubled down on this so many times over the years. The truth of the matter is, he does believe that the America deserved 9/11. He supports it. He thinks that it was brave and it was fair and it was part of warfare, and that's how they're going to take down America, the big bad Americans. This is what he believes. And there are so many clips of him doubling down on the America deserved 9/11 comments. And the truth of the matter is, woke 2 is just terrorism. Woke 1, well, woke 1 was a lot of gay people. All right, woke 2 is the people that the gay people voted to bring in our country. All right, the gay people brought in aliens. And these aliens must be purged. Peacefully purged. Peacefully. I hear ICE officers are getting shock gloves that they're going to start being able to shock people as they hold them. Absolutely love that, by the way. Huge W. I hope there are body cam footage. I would love to watch it happen. ICE officers watching Hasan's stream and they're like, holy shit, electrocuting them actually keeps them in place. Oh my god. Now here in Woke 2.0, we have Candace Owens going off the rails entirely. All right, so this guy says, the person in this photo does not look like Tyler Robinson. That is so weird. All right, that is so weird. So this photo goes viral, saying that this isn't Tyler Robinson. This is supposed to be the guy that assassinated Charlie Kirk. And clearly, this is not the same guy. This is not the shit. This doesn't look like Tyler Robinson at all. This is not Tyler Robinson. So this guy says, well, it's AI generated. And Candace Owens responds, this deserves to be community noted because it's an outright lie. The photo was not in any way enhanced by AI technology. To the contrary, the public has shown the compressed footage by the court. Viva is welcome to continue his descent into Candace derangement syndrome. Candace derangement syndrome, by the way, is when you don't think that Israel used time-traveling Mesopotamian spies to assassinate Charlie Kirk because he had X-Men powers, as he could bank on Canada's free healthcare system to support his decline. Anyway, so Candace Owens goes on a crash out about this, and it's like, oh my god, they're all liars. They're all liars. Let's be clear. No, it was not enhanced or altered at all. Not with AI, or with a hammer and nail, or with anything you might dream up to empty head of yours. It was not edited, altered, or enhanced. Full stop. This is not edited. Right, you see this? See this? Not edited footage. Well, that doesn't look like Tyler Robinson to me, so that's pretty weird. Now, of course, this person who recently is going out there talking about how the Jews are controlling the world. Again, one of the Candace cult people also said, oh my god, release Tyler Robinson. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. That's pretty crazy. What was his X-Men power? Oh, he was able to make lights flicker by looking at them. So another one of these mommy sleuths, another one of these traditional Catholic women that decides that instead of actually, staying at home and raising a family, they feel the need to destroy Western civilization. So she is out here saying that, well, we need to release Tyler Robinson because this is a totally different guy. You see, he has sunglasses. Now, obviously, Candace is lying. Not even playing with words, lying. This photo is not the same. This was the original photo. This is the AI fix-up version of the photo. The left is the original from the video. The right is what she's saying is not altered at all. Okay? All right, let's just make this clear. This is altered. Okay, this is factually altered. All right? Like, what are we even doing here? Not even close, bro. Oh my God. Now, the biggest update of the day was the fact that Tyler Robinson's defense filing actually came out, submitted by his attorneys on August 11th. Breaking news. It's very funny. This is the entire filing. Tyler Robinson's defense is essentially arguing that yes, Charlie Kirk was deliberately targeted. Yes, one shot was fired directly at him. And yes, Robinson allegedly admitted, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I took it. But somehow the state is reaching too far with the additional charges and aggravating factors. Their argument against the great risk of death aggravator is almost absurd. It's Robinson only fired one shot. He intended to hit Charlie. He hit Charlie. No one else was hit. Therefore, according to the defense, he did not knowingly create a great risk of death to anyone else. Uh-oh. Never mind that this was happening at a crowded public place. Never mind this was allegedly a high-powered rifle from a rooftop toward an area filled with people. The defense argues that because the bullet traveled downward, it hit its intended target and it did not strike anyone else. Prosecutors cannot establish the required risk to another person merely because people were nearby. Essentially, it keeps going like this, where he admitted it. He actually just admitted it. The lawyer admitted it. Then they even attacked the significance of the shooting targets recovered from Robinson's apartment. Their argument, the state report supposedly cannot establish that those targets were shot, what firearm was used, or whatever Robinson personally fired every shot. They similarly dismissed the screwdriver found on the roof, arguing that its existence doesn't prove Robinson took the rifle apart or reassembled it. Then we get to witness tampering. Robinson told Lance Twiggs, that's his transgender boyfriend, to ask the lawyer to stay silent if police question him. It sounds like tampering of evidence. But they're children. There were children at this event, etc., etc. This is literally the argument of the court. This is not my analysis. This is not my opinion. This is literally what they said. They said, yeah, he killed Charlie Kirk. Yeah, he shot him and murdered him. But you can't execute him because it's not like he actually caused other things to happen. To be clear, this is the saddest thing ever. A leftist murdered a good man that was preaching the word of God in public, and that's why they killed him. It's actually that simple. And all the entire left came together to celebrate this murder in an absolute, unbelievably horrible event that I will never forget. Candace Owens made millions off of this and is still running with lies. Charlie Kirk's assassin Tyler Robinson's legal team is demanding the prosecution removes the death penalty, but they're also admitting that he's the murderer.
Judge in that case not to move forward to trial. In a new filing last night, they argued the state has failed to show probable cause. Well, prosecutors have until next week to respond, but we're not going to wait till then. Going to bring in Trey Gow.
Yeah, so anyway, holy shit, look at his head. So bros out there like, well, I don't want the death penalty. I didn't cause risk to anybody else. I only killed it as a guy. Now, Andrew Wilson is going to be debating Candace Owens, and he actually released this debate information, which I will get to in just a moment. Steel Void, thanks for the 1,000 bits. And immediately after releasing this, all of Candace Owens' cult of dipshits and investigators started trying to dox him, swat him, threaten him, call him every name in the world, slander him like crazy, literally harass him and his wife. All right, I've seen this happening. Again, no one is surprised by this because Candace Owens claims that she's an empathetic Catholic woman that actually loves and respects things. But she's actually a heartless, evil, demonic bitch. All right, now again, Candace Owens, Andrew Wilson thinks Candace Owens is just stupid. I think that she's stupid and evil. I'm a simple man. I think that they're both dumb and evil. And I think that's totally fair to explain. Look, I've been saying this the entire time. When Candace, again, this is coming from me, the guy that called out Candace Owens literally at the very, very beginning. All right, let's not forget where this started. This started with me saying that the Bible says in Deuteronomy, you must obliterate evil from among your ranks. And I believe that all evil should be obliterated. Now, but what if it's evil, but it's not really affecting me? Nope. It will affect you. So I called Candace Owens out from the very beginning when she was running defense for sex traffickers and when she was saying that actually the Jews invented dinosaurs to trick Christians. All right, I was calling her out from the very beginning, and the candy cult came for me too. Now, I wasn't even remotely as close to obliterating her as Andrew Wilson, so the candy cult is actually going after him with 100% vigor because they're scared, because Candace Owens is a fraud. Now, Andrew Wilson released a Gifts and Go fundraising campaign where he wants to raise $300,000 for this entire ordeal. I'll get to that in just a minute. And then Candace Owens responds saying this is the equivalent of a wealthy person purchasing themselves into a completely unnecessary luxury Aston Martin and then immediately publishing a GoFundMe to ask blue-collar workers to pay for it. I was financially responsible because I wanted to look cool on Joe Rogan. Here's why you should pay for it. It's shameless. So this is Candace Owens stating that it is shameless for Andrew Wilson to try to raise money for this debate. Now, just to understand what this means, okay? And I feel like it is very important how this works, okay? Candace Owens is an idiot and destroyed the right-wing movement. From my perspective, what Andrew Wilson is doing, debating Candace Owens, is a public service. He is literally doing a public service to our nation by humiliating her publicly. Now, I do my absolute best to humiliate her as much as I possibly can, because I think humiliating these dumbasses is a very effective way of destroying them. And I feel like I've actually changed a lot of minds when I made my big Candace Owens content nuke video talking about all this. But actually debating her face-to-face, that's big. So what eventually happened was Andrew Wilson offered to give her $300,000 for this debate, which, again, I think is a public service, literally. And now Candace Owens is calling him out for saying, how dare you ask for money? Meanwhile, Candace Owens has this on her website. This is literally on Candace Owens' website. After much popular demand, we put together this page to help support Candace's fight. In case you missed it, we're fighting a few battles right now. And if you want to help support us, you can throw any spare change towards us. All right, so literally, she does the same thing, and she's a multi-millionaire. Okay, just to understand how this works. Her husband is a British lord, a billionaire lord from England, okay? She is making millions monthly on YouTube, all right? Just understand what we're dealing with here. So, anyway, for those of you that are unaware, this is an A-tier grifter in every possible respect. Now, Candace Owens, before we actually get into this debate, which I will be covering, probably not every minute of it, but I will be covering it, because it's going to be very entertaining. Very entertaining. I wanted to just make sure everyone's aware what Candace Owens' actual theory is. So if Candace Owens thinks that the guy that says he killed Charlie Kirk, that we have footage of him killing Charlie Kirk, that literally admitted to killing Charlie Kirk, that we have DNA evidence on the rifle of the guy that killed Charlie Kirk, she doesn't agree with any of that. You're probably wondering, what is her theory? Who did kill Charlie Kirk? Well, why don't we just take a listen from the horse's mouth?
Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. He wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself. And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our on-stage reunion could happen.
All right, so theory, this is the theory. Charlie Kirk didn't want donors to basically strong arm him into not platforming Tucker Carlson. Jewish donor was like, hey, why are you platforming Tucker Carlson? Tucker Carlson blames the Jews for everything. We don't like him. Please don't platform him. He said, I have to leave the pro-Israel cause because I absolutely despise the fact that my donors are strong arming me, and I don't like that. Her theory is that's why the Jews killed him. Because he didn't want donors to stop him from platforming Tucker Carlson. All right, so that is the theory. But what if I told you that the theory changes?
Whether or not Charlie's assassination was meant to distract us from the Brigitte Macron investigation. And rightfully so. That is a fair question. Because as you guys know, it was Charlie Kirk that called me and told me that they wanted me to stop speaking about Brigitte.
No evidence for that. But okay, so this is the theory. This is the reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. You see, Candace Owens was getting a little too close to the fact that Brigitte Macron might have a penis. So Charlie Kirk actually was assassinated because that would distract Candace Owens from investigating Brigitte Macron's testicles. You see, that's the real theory, actually.
What the hell was Charlie Kirk doing in Korea? If I had to today give you my best guess as to why Charlie Kirk was assassinated, it's because an offer came to him to become the next moon. And you just turn the other way. Don't ask questions about where the money's coming from or how you're getting the money. Just keep things afloat. Because, why not? If Moon could help the CIA traffic in the name of the Lord, Why couldn't Charlie Kirk's organization do that? I think this is what Charlie Kirk turned down, and
So this is the real reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. You see, the real reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated was actually because he went to Korea, and the Koreans and the CIA were trying to get him to use a religious organization to traffic children. He declined, and therefore, the Jews killed him, I guess? So that's the real reason why Charlie Kirk was actually assassinated. For those of you paying attention, that is why the Korean Israelis sent time travelers to kill Charlie Kirk.
one person who stood between America's involvement with a full-scale war in Iran was Charlie Kirk. 31-year-old, he's the person that's stopping us from getting what we want. It is my personal belief that that is the very reason that they colluded to have that obstacle eventually removed.
You see, the real reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated was actually because Donald Trump and the Jews were planning on bombing pedophiles in Iran. And Charlie Kirk didn't want that war to happen. So the Jews sent time travelers to kill Charlie Kirk before he could stop the war from happening. And that's the real reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. It was because he was trying to stop the Iran war. And the Jews wanted the Iran war to happen. So the Jews, who invented space and dinosaurs, by the way, decided that they needed to remove that obstacle so that they could do the Iran war. It actually has nothing to do with Korea. What are you, stupid? Anyway, but if you want to understand the real reason.
Was Charlie Kirk murdered by the state, the deep state, to protect Epstein's global trafficking network? Is it fair to ask?
The real reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated was actually to cover up Epstein class. That's right, the Epstein files, which were, by the way, covered up by the Biden administration for 4 years. The Epstein files, which were, by the way, mostly released under Trump, suspiciously enough. The Epstein cover-up is why they wanted to assassinate Charlie Kirk. Now, what does Charlie Kirk have to do with the Epstein files? I don't know. I don't know. But the real reason why they actually assassinated Charlie Kirk was because Charlie Kirk was about to do something with Epstein files.
If it's plausible that when Charlie was taken to the Hamptons, the phone call no one wants to address from Bibi Netanyahu, is it fair to ask the question?
No one wants to address it because she made it up.
If it was literally supposed to be me, who was supposed to be back on tour with Charlie, did he say no to killing Candace Owens? And then did he become a liability because he said no?
You see, the real reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated by the Jews with the time travelers was actually because Candace Owens was the real target. That's right. Now, why didn't the time traveling Jews kill Candace Owens? I don't know. I know why the left didn't kill Candace Owens. It's because she's literally destroying the right, which is why Act Blue is literally funding organizations to push dumbass schizo conspiracy theories. Right? So the real reason why Charlie Kirk was assassinated was actually because was actually because he didn't want to take money from Jewish donors. But the real reason was actually because Brigitte Macron was getting under heat, and therefore they figured out a way that they would kill Charlie Kirk, who was telling Candace to look into Brigitte Macron. But the real reason was because he was trying to sex traffic children for Korea and the CIA. But the real reason why he was assassinated was because he was trying to stop the Iran war. The real reason why he was assassinated was because of the Epstein files. But the real reason why he was assassinated was actually because Benjamin Netanyahu tried to get him to assassinate Candace Owens, and he refused, so they had to kill him in a public campus. And if any of this for you is confusing or you disagree with it, let me remind you that Candace Owens literally spoke to Charlie Kirk in a dream, and he told her this, which is why I think that she is totally true and real. Now, the funny thing is, this is why we should really be listening to Candace Owens. So Candace Owens, this is a famous Candace Owens moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're paying attention. This is one of my favorite expressions of all time. The cream of the
elite of the Mormon culture, the cream of the pie, they get introduced to one another. The elite of the Mormon culture, the cream of the pie.
Cream of the pie. Absolute cinema. Now, Andrew Wilson is actually picking up the microphone and debating Candace Owens. Remember, the thing that Charlie Kirk was actually famous for, the thing that he actually wanted to happen, open debates? Well, Andrew Wilson is actually picking up that mantle and going to debate Candace Owens on the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This is happening on Friday. Now, before we get into all the details, I actually, I messaged Andrew Wilson basically to wish him luck, tell him he's doing a public service announcement, and I appreciate him for doing this. I think making these people publicly humiliated is the most effective strategy to destroy them. So I messaged him about it. I asked him if he wanted to come on the stream to promote his Gifts and Go campaign, where he's asking for donations because he literally had to pay out $300,000 to this crazy psycho bitch. He said, "Well, I mean, the debate's in a day, so can't really do that. But anywho, I am promoting it regardless." Linked in the description will be this video of Andrew Wilson literally promoting his Gifts and Go campaign. If you want to support him there, that would be awesome. All right, because it's a crazy situation.
Let me give everyone an update of exactly where we are. A few weeks ago, Brian Atlas, a friend of mine who runs the Whatever podcast, offered up $100,000 for Candace Owens to debate with me about the murder of Charlie Kirk on his platform. He eventually raised it to $150,000, to which I said I would match it if we could actually debate on neutral ground. I expressed this story recently on the Joe Rogan podcast. Candace and her fans' reactions were volatile, to say the least. She issued a strange counter that I needed to pay her $500,000 and that TPUSA needed to quote...
No, but actually, she said that because Andrew Wilson was like, "I'll give you $300,000 to debate me." And she's like, "You seem poor, so I want $500,000. Which, again, she's a monstrosity.
Claim me. Now, I don't work for TPUSA, so I couldn't grant that concession, as it would have been a lie. She followed with an offer of me paying $300,000 to debate her at her home on the topic of if Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk and if he was a federal patsy or not. Obviously, this gives massive advantages to Owens, but I'm never one to back down from a debate challenge, even if I think the terms are fundamentally unfair. We entered into negotiations, and during those negotiations, Joe Rogan contacted us both, asking to host a debate. This is perhaps something you guys don't know.
Oh, Joe Rogan wanted to... Didn't I say that Joe Rogan should host the debate like 2 days ago? Dude! That would have been amazing. No way Candace Owens does it, though, because she wants it to be on her platform because she wants as few people to know about it as possible.
Obviously, I thought
that
changed everything, as that would guarantee the biggest platform for both of us to make our case on neutral ground.
Yeah, no way. She's not going to accept that.
Unsurprisingly to me, Candace Owens declined.
Oh.
No control, you see. She insisted it be at her home still, even after Rogan said he would come in on his off day to do the debate, and I would still give her the $300,000. You would think if she was actually trying to change the minds of normies and reach a new audience, that's where she would go, but sadly, no. After many rounds of negotiations and a new moderator stepping in who assures us it'll be fair, we came to an agreement. I went ahead and sent the $300,000, and it has been confirmed by her staff and to us that it has been sent.
It's honestly insane that she claims that she's fighting for the truth, and she still made this guy give her $300,000. It's actually insane if you think about it. Like, again, this is a multimillionaire married to a British lord, a billionaire, and she's making him pay out $300,000 because she desperately wants to avoid this. What a kerfluffle.
I am going to clear the air on a few things. I wasn't some Charlie Kirk fanboy. In fact, I had and still have my disagreements with him. But I always thought TPUSA did way more good than it did harm to the conservative movement.
I think it did a lot of good.
But I will never forget the series of TikTok invasions I did post Charlie's death, only to watch the lunatic left laughing and mocking and having the time of their lives watching the spiral of chaos that came after.
That's right.
It was enraging, to say the least. I know I'm not a very nice man. I get that. But I am a very kind man. I lamented many times to my wife how god-awful the family and friends of Charlie must feel about what happened to him after he died. Trying to find some new normal under intense media scrutiny, balancing duty and obligation with remorse, regret, and overwhelming sadness. My stated objective for my platform, The Crucible, has been unwavering, and I've never strayed from its goal. Destroy the left. Take them on everywhere on their own turf, outside their turf, at their events, in their safe spaces. Challenge them everywhere and destroy their ideas. Be unrelenting, never stop, and not one step back. This woman, Candace, has been terrorizing both the widow of...
I think the reason why I like him is because he hates the left as much as I do. I think I'm figuring it out. I think I figured it out, guys.
Charlie Kirk and the organization he left behind. It's obvious her stated goal is to destroy the largest
And I'll be real, he is the cream of the pie when it comes to debating leftists.
conservative college and high school outreach program currently in existence. Do I disagree with a lot of TPUSA ideas? I do. I would rather try to change them, though, than burn down the only organization in my lifetime to really get a foothold in academia. The thing conservatives have wanted for 60 years.
I mean, I'll be real. I think that Turning Point USA did an unbelievable good under Charlie Kirk. I think Charlie Kirk himself was he was a gravitational figure. People were drawn to him because he was an honest-to-God good man. He was a good man that built a family, that built a company, that fought for the truth, that actually believed in what he preached, that preached the word of God openly and publicly. And I don't think people realize exactly how massive it was, because talking about God publicly would basically get you shunned from everything. All right? If you say that your value system is based on God, people would laugh at you. All right? It was an absolute laughable point, to the point that even religious people refused to talk about God publicly because, well, maybe it'll get you killed. All right? Literally. God was mocked in every piece of media produced by literally everyone. And the truth of the matter is, I think that the reason why God is back in the public discourse as much as it is because of Charlie Kirk. I really do think so. Like, that's just my perspective.
In the following weeks, I will be relentlessly attacked from the Candace Owens cult for daring to put their leader to the question. And for daring to question the questioners. I accept that as a side effect of challenging what has become a powerful industry of conspiracy peddling true crime nonsense, which has a sycophantic and cult-like following. They have been at it for days, going through everything they can possibly dig up about me to hurt me, as there is multitudes of millions of dollars on the line for these creators, and they will stop at nothing to protect their interests, regardless of the lives they destroy along the way.
True.
Many creators and private individuals have reached out to help me with this financial burden, and they understand the fallout, which is likely to come for me and my family for doing the right thing when it mattered the most.
Yep.
Now, to be clear, I have already sent Candace the $300,000 and fulfilled my end of the contract with her. If you guys want to help me in bearing that cost and help cushion the overwhelming attacks from her sycophants, here's where you can donate. Many of us are in this fight together, win or lose. Maybe I can do something to change its course for the entirety of the conservative movement. Promise made, promise kept. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, so link in the description to this video where he links his Gifts and Go fundraiser for himself, because he literally had to pay Candace Owens out $300,000 because she literally decided to build a gigantic industry off her alleged friend's murder. Thanks for the 1,000-bit steel void. The truth of the matter is, in my opinion, this is a fantastic thing. It's a public service that Andrew Wilson is doing, and I have tremendous respect for him for the fact that he's actually willing to do this. I'm saying this publicly. I've told him privately, and I think this is awesome. I think that humiliating these people is super important for our cause, and simply put, we must obliterate the evil within our ranks. I'm tired of the people that say, oh, I don't punch to the right. I refuse to acknowledge evil on our side. Sorry, man. My stance is, if you are a person that believes in God and that truly believes in what you say, then I could disagree with you. Then we could have a discourse, we could have a dialogue, we could talk. If you are nefarious, if you are not worshiping the same guy that I am in that regard, and you are a political commentator that exists to subvert us and destroy us, then you need to be destroyed. All right? And in my opinion, that list includes Candace Owens, it includes Tucker Carlson, and those are the two people at the forefront of this movement right now. Lying is overpowered, and I think these are nefarious dipshits that need to be obliterated. Now, again, I understand that criticizing these people, if you're right-wing, it gets you an unbelievable amount of shit. I know that when I started going after them, I got an unbelievable amount of shit from the sycophants of those people. People saying that, oh, you're calling out Tucker Carlson because he's critical of Israel, and you're paid off by Big Yahoo. Again, I am not paid by anyone. I am fully demonetized on YouTube. I am I am literally broke. No, I'm kidding. I purely exist because of your generosity on Patreon, where I upload 3 to 4 videos a week there, as well as on Kick and on Rumble. But I am fully demonetized for saying the shit that I've said. I'll be real here. I've gotten an unbelievable amount of attacks from like the Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens audience when I point out that actually the Jews probably didn't invent dinosaurs to trick Christians, and didn't invent space, and I don't think the Earth is flat. For example, and this was a big one. This really offended a lot of people when I said this, but unfortunately, I think it bears repeating. Stalin was not Jewish, Candace. Sorry, I don't want to be that guy, but Stalin was not Jewish. The truth of the matter is actually simple. Evil must be destroyed. All right, turn the other cheek is an ideology. When it comes to taking offense, all right, I will not be offended by your shit, but that doesn't mean I won't destroy you. So if you could support Andrew Wilson, linked in the description, or me, or anyone that's actually fighting the good fight, I think that is putting your attention in the right place. But this is an existential battle that we're going through while we're being invaded by numerous different ideologies that are not favorable to us, while we are being destroyed from within by, in my opinion, secularism, which is the biggest threat to our civilization, and while we have people, even on the so-called good side, that is literally sold their souls to foreign masters to obliterate us. It all needs to be recognized. The truth will set you free. Now, this is a pretty massive conversation that's been going around online, so I felt like we would talk about it. It's the EDP 445 situation. It's absolutely diabolical. All right, so EDP 445, big fat black man, pedophile, was caught for pedophiling many times. He was a famous YouTuber with like 4 million subscribers. I feel like it's just as a public service announcement, don't talk to these people online. They're all freaks. For all you know, me included. All right, now, there was a whole documentary that dropped about him where he basically admitted that he's a pedophile. I feel like we need to talk about how justice is not being done in our country. All right, it's like, yeah, he's a pedophile, but the sting operation was messy, so therefore we're going to just let him keep terrorizing children. This needs to be eradicated. All right, this whole system that we have built is cancer, and it needs to be destroyed. Anyway, let's see what any new revelations from this situation.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Literally a massive day for the unemployed.
Oh.
The EDP 445 documentary just dropped and it's crazy. Oh boy.
Everybody hates a foul, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Showered as...
No! It doesn't work like that. No. Holy shit. Bro, he's black and fat. Oh, and also he's a pedophile. No, but this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like, I love how people are like, you call me racist? Okay, I don't care. And this dude's like, you call me a pedophile? Oh my god, dude.
Asmongold was involved with this multi-millionaire dude.
I am a multi-millionaire.
They even got Chris Hansen to sit down with EDP, some random Canadian, and even Keemstar.
Why am I still getting hate?
None of you
Yeah, the guy that made the documentary, Mike Klum, actually reached out to me to personally ask me to react to it. It's like an hour and a half long. It's an hour and a half of this big, black, fat fuck talking about how he rapes kids, allegedly. So we're watching the WestJet video, baby!
This can break my ass because I'm still standing. I mean, let's be f***ing real. Like, like people, guys, they think about, f***ing a shit of a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. Oh, man.
This is a very disgusting watch, so buckle in. I gave you the wording.
Like, he went to that place to have sex with a 13-year-old.
If you missed the lore, basically EDP tried to meet a 13-year-old, got caught, and then eventually he tried...
I mean, my favorite part of all this is that EDP went to allegedly have sex with a child, and on the way, he got caught by, like, the Predator poacher channels, and they were like, hey, Why are you going to meet up with his 13-year-old? Mr. EDP, guy with 4 million subscribers on YouTube, beloved YouTuber. And his response was, I'm going for a cupcake. I'm just going for a cupcake. You're going to have a cupcake with a 13-year-old? Yeah. 13-year-old invited me for a cupcake. I went to have a cupcake with a 13-year-old. This is one of the most diabolical responses I've ever heard in my life.
Tried to meet another 15-year-old, got caught, and never went to jail.
Wait. They caught him twice on 2 separate sting operations? And he's still not in jail because they fumbled it? Bro, what are we doing?
Because both of the operations were botched. I mean, this is genuinely insane. Like,
thoughts on wood chipper? Listen, man, I'm usually I'm a very like kind person. So I think that he should be publicly executed by decapitation. Okay? I actually don't think we should do the wood chipper. Look how fat he is. Do you have any idea how much gore this fucker would make? Like, do you have any idea how much chum this guy would create? I don't think it's worth it. I think, environmentally speaking, we should be decapitating him legally after a trial and jury of his peers.
Follows.
They're all fat black people.
His life gets really deep into his mind, and honestly, a real good piece of work. So if you got the time, I recommend you watch it. Link in description.
In this documentary, we show blatant proof and evidence of you committing multiple crimes against children. What do you have to say to that?
Plead the fifth.
This guy is actually evil.
You know, honestly, I'm really glad we have documentaries like this showing up, because all these libtards that are like, actually, I don't believe in the death penalty, except for aborting 1 million babies a year. Aside from that, they don't believe in the death penalty. I feel like we could change their minds. Steel Void, thanks for the 1,000 bits. At the very least, we need to give this man the penis guillotine.
Well, even Diddy is put to shame.
At the current point in time, even at the peak of my YouTube channel, I was still a virgin. You know, I didn't have any self-confidence to talk to girls, you know.
They got an actor to play EDP 445 in the documentary. Holy shit, bro. Like, hey, you're pretty good at acting. Do you have any famous roles? Yeah, I played EDP 445.
It's like you come home to all this shit, man. You got a nice ass fucking Acura MDX up in the parking lot, brand new 2021 Hyundai Elantra, nice ass house. You got over 120 grand in the fucking bank. No at all.
Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Even Withered Voice Critical got a girlfriend, dude. He just had to hang in there. Not every chud is...
I mean, to be fair, my theory with Asmongold is simple. Essentially, China used Hasan Piker as their major operative, but he was getting destroyed by Asmongold, so China sent Asmongold a girlfriend to distract him so that their operative Hasan Piker can continue to destroy the United States of America. You see, simply put, EDP 445, if he would have physically beat the shit out of Hasan Piker, he would have also gotten a Chinese girlfriend. EDP 445, if you're watching, I'm not endorsing beating the shit out of Hasan Piker, but the chances of getting a Chinese sanctioned girlfriend increases tremendously. I'm just saying. Not that I am endorsing EDP 445 beating the shit out of Hasan Piker, because I am against violence. I'm just saying.
Is a aisle, but every aisle is a chud.
Had all this fucking money and still couldn't get a girlfriend. That shit was like...
I mean, he is fat. Like, very fat, you know?
You know what I mean?
Bro needed a gym member.
Bro, can you imagine EDP 445 beating the shit out of Hasan Piker? It would literally be aliens versus predators. It would be incredible. Again, in a boxing ring, I'm talking about in a boxing ring.
I was willing to do whatever the I had to do to get some sort of attention. And right then and there, you fuck up, because now something bad is about to happen. You know what I mean?
The actor they used is elite, though. Like, what the hell am I even watching? First person to expose EDP was this Mexican guy, Rodriguez, and this started a snowball that nobody could have seen coming.
More girls started coming out.
and started texting me like, hey, he was also texting me this inappropriate stuff. So I looked at his followers list, right? He had around 300 to 400 accounts he was following. The problem with that is around 120 to 130 of these accounts, 13-year-olds.
Straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. None of that.
You know, I think that children should not be making accounts on social media. I'm just saying, man. You know, I'm not a fan of like the England social media ban situation, but to create accounts where you're posting your own shit out there, I don't think that should be accepted.
Jail.
So I need to take it to the next level. And out there, you got a lot of these guys who catch predators online. And there was one guy I've been watching for years who's really, really, really good at it. I reached out to him. His name is Alex Rosen.
Oh, the guy.
My name's Alex Rosen.
There he is, the GOAT. Now, I know he botched this investigation. However, Alex Rosen literally did get hundreds of pedophiles arrested. All right? He actually fixed up his game, and he actually got hundreds of pedophiles arrested.
Oh no, it's Eric Rosen's brother.
Damn it, I'm black.
Well, Cold Raven basically was sounding the alarms before I even knew about any of this with the EDP. And at first, to be truthful, I didn't want to believe it. I was just like, oh, EDP's an incel, this and that. But, you know, seeing the evidence, it was very blatant that he was not only just following underage kids, he was hitting on them in the comments, and obviously I'm sure he was trying to DM them as well.
I don't know if this is for dramatic effect, but this is actually insane if this is real.
That gave us reason to throw an account his way and to follow him. And in our profile, we had that we were 13 years old. We reach out to him. We just say, hi, I'm a big fan. And he says, hey.
Oh, he reached out first. That's it. That bungled the entire case. You see, in America, there are some bullshit laws. For example, because he reached out first, it's like entrapment or something, and therefore, bro cannot go to jail. SCP-445, that's hilarious. So yeah, that's a really big issue. You have to get them to message you first. I guess you didn't know about that. It's dumb. It's a really dumb rule. Because you'd think that the goal of the justice system is actually putting pedophiles away, not following a million bureaucratic dumbass steps.
Hi, I'm a big fan. And he says,
hey, what's up? Absolute cinema.
It's me, 400 pounds of black. No, I'm kidding. But bro, what are we doing?
Voices they use?
I'm 13. I don't know if I told you.
That makes up you and about 99% of my no pussy getting fan base.
Incredibly Sigma to say this, being a virgin yourself. Holy hypocrisy.
I always wanted to get to know someone young.
And it gets real disgusting. They're like flirting and stuff, and he's being real creepy. So creepy that the guy who made this documentary got his video age restricted.
No
And the thing is,
way.
he knew this was bad. Like, he was—
No way! Spends years on this video, gets it age restricted. Ultimately, it's good it was made.
going back and forth, blocking her, having these moments of clarity.
I love how he was like looking for an actor to play EDP-45. He's like, I need a fat fuck. I need a fat fuck, not fat enough, not fat enough. Need another fat fuck.
Knew this was bad. Like, he was going back and forth, blocking her, having these moments of clarity. Post-nut, I'm assuming, with someone he believed was 13. So then they apprehended him in person with all the information, screenshots, all the evidence, and exposed him. Straight up caught him black-handed.
I was caught red-handed, was about to go down.
And he's like, I'm just here to get a cupcake.
They had the transcripts, they had the logs, they had the screenshots and all that. And I mean, I basically just told him, yeah, man, I'm just here to get a cupcake. I don't.
And as you can imagine, this blew the up and the memes were going exponential. EDP became like a global celebrity. Even YouTube took action and terminated his channel.
You said correct. Can I ask you a question? Yeah.
I'm demonetized because I advocate that Pakistani grooming gangs should not rape kids. And this big fucking guy gets terminated for literally raping him. Allegedly. Or trying to rape him. You know? Like, I'm just saying. The one time YouTube is against rape.
And then he sort of waddled away in his walk of shame. So why the is he not in jail? Even though he was caught hook, line, and sinker, he was unable to be prosecuted because apparently they messaged him first, and it has to be vice versa.
And the left be like, we should abolish prisons. Well, I also don't think he should go to prison.
The fact that the decoy posing as Sophie sent the first message,
yeah, there it is,
would make the case virtually unprosecutable.
This is just the tip of the
Which is
iceberg
so
because
stupid.
there's a second victim and even more unprofessionalism.
There's no serious attitude here. It's a clown show. And it resulted in nothing.
Introducing Gideon, her favorite.
You know, I'm gonna come out here and say some defense for the random YouTube predator catcher guys that obviously probably did it for clout. You know, I'm actually gonna defend these guys. This guy's channel got terminated. All right, the world knows this fat fuck is a pedophile. All right, I'm just saying that means something. That really actually means something. I'm just saying. If they would have never exposed this, who knows how many girls this dude would have actually predated upon. You know, I'm just saying. They did do something. Maybe they bungled the case and bro didn't get, you know, in jail or executed or whatever, but, you know, glass half full.
Multi-millionaire. Gideon teamed up with this dude named Skeeter Gene, and they were going to apprehend EDP because he was messaging a real 15-year-old.
I received an Instagram DM from EDP445.
And again, they talk and it gets real weird real quick.
A while later, Gideon added EDP into his Discord, filled with kids.
The predator catcher added the pedophile to the child Discord. Oh my god. What are we doing? What are we doing?
For a Q&A. And then when I told people like in the server that EDP texted me, Gideon quickly knew about it because his manager told him.
Gideon's not a bad dude, but there's no denying he's unprofessional, and, you know, putting actual kids in contact with EDP for content is weird.
I continued messaging him because it was very like encouraged for me to keep doing it. I didn't really want to, but I didn't want to disappoint anybody.
She's basically saying that Gideon was using a real minor to get closer to EDP. At least the dude from earlier used a decoy. And then it got real weird because EDP claims that she sent explicit photos to him, which she denies. And
Hello? EDP's like, no. She sent child porn. And she's like, no, I didn't. He's like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it happened. Bro, why is this dude not literally under the jail? I don't understand.
apparently, Gideon had a body double for her, and she would Photoshop the double onto other women in explicit photos.
Was that Gideon got like a lookalike of me, and I kind of photoshopped her face into Google pictures.
That's genuinely insane, and if Gideon had anything to do with this, it's a bad look.
Looking up like
Bad
something
look.
and photoshopping,
That's
and I was
insane.
like, okay, no, like do not do that. To my knowledge, I never knew.
Bro wanted to expose that the wolf is a carnivore, so he invited him into his pasture. What are we doing?
That she actually sent anything because I never seen any images of that, but she sent something explicit.
Yeah. Now imagine 1 million EDP 445s are being imported from Pakistan into England as we speak.
Kayla,
That was a joke, obviously. They're not fat.
Hoskins actually sent me a picture of her. You know, she didn't Photoshop a goddamn thing. She literally sent me nude of her tit.
How is he admit? Why is he not dead? Sorry, in jail. That's what I meant to say. I misspoke before. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Can't blame her because she's a child, but Gideon is treading in dangerous waters, man. Gideon adding EDP to a Discord with kids in it is wild. Gideon claims he was monitoring her well-being, but I still think that's very unprofessional to have a kid keep any contact with a, literal pedophile. Again, I just think he's too content-brained. He's only 25 teen. I'm sorry, but he looks like he was 25 years ago. Like, this dude's younger than me. It's over for me. While Gideon is a bit of a goof, it's better to focus on the real villain.
Kind of using the whole situation as leverage to gain followers a little bit.
Now, me personally, am I an opportunist? Yes, I am. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're not harming anybody. And I don't think I was harming anybody.
Libtard mindset. I'm not really hurting anybody when I'm letting the pedophile rape kids.
It reminds me of that Mark Norman joke when the kids start flirting with the pedophile just for the candy.
So you committed another crime, you got caught, but yet got lucky again.
Yeah, it's...
I should not. This guy believes that the reason he didn't go to jail again was because Jesus and God stepped in to save him. Nah, bro, these guys are just more worried about the content than getting him arrested.
We called multiple different law enforcement in her area, trying to set up like a sting operation, and then he backed out, you know. He got cold feet. He didn't want to meet her, you know. He was just, you know, being EDP.
I was hoping to get a sting operation, but they kind of didn't want to do that because Jadion hired a private investigator that found EDP's apartment, his work, and his dialysis center. So on my birthday, they went to confront him.
After we realized that he wasn't going to drive to actually meet up with the girl, we set something up in Las Vegas, Nevada to try to confront him about what he had been doing online, messaging this girl.
While their conduct wasn't the most professional, I feel like they did an important thing in raising awareness and showing us that this isn't a one-time thing for EDP and he's genuinely still doing this stuff.
The way this investigation, it's not really an investigation, but the way this was conducted makes it unprosecutable. And you've got Skeeter or Skeet or whatever his name is, who's clowning around, taking my lines, I suppose, and murdering them with a guy in a cupcake outfit. There's no serious attitude here.
That's kind of funny.
If it was legal, would you have had sex with Kayla Hasan?
If it was legal, oh, I would have fucking turned that ass out.
He is genuinely a very disturbed and sick individual.
I feel like I was a victim of EDP.
And then a leftist will explain to you how it's white privilege that's making this dude rape kids. Allegedly.
But I think I was mainly a victim. This is gonna sound crazy, but mainly a victim of Jadion, in a way. I feel like for a long time I was his like little puppet.
In what way were you his puppet?
I feel like I was his puppet because I was just like kind of doing the things he demanded me to do. I feel like I am a victim of Jadion because he encouraged me to keep talking to a.
And shocking to nobody, EDP is very sick and apparently has stage 5 kidney failure. In order to stay alive,
I mean, bro literally is a house that's trying to rape kids every day. Yeah.
EDP must undergo dialysis for 4 hours twice a week.
And you're paying for it. Your taxes are paying for it. Don't you love socialized healthcare?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. He is not following his doctor's diet, bruh.
My favorite way to play with kids is to joke around and tickle them. You know what I mean? Make them laugh.
I don't know why they actually let a real kid sit next to a literal but going on. This one's kind of funny because EDP made a list of people he hates on the internet.
Penguin Zero. This motherfucker is a goddamn disgrace to humankind. It looked like this motherfucker ain't washed his ass. Mudahar.
Yo, leave my Canadian alone.
Hasan Piker, your typical fucking liberal, far left, goddamn socialist.
Even a broken clock. And a constant theme throughout the documentary is him being not gay. Apparently his money's drying up and he's in a hole financially, but good news for him, he did manage to get himself a girlfriend.
And I would like to introduce my beautiful girlfriend, Marissa.
What the hell is your excuse, Chud?
Oh!
And then he made a list of people he likes.
Sneeko, guy as cool as
bro.
Sneeko, if you're watching this
shit. Oh god, bro. I've seen this screenshot. Andrew and Tristan Tate, Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, Fresh and Fit, Pearl, Sneeko, and Ben Shapiro. How, bro?
Come on out to Vegas, man. I'll treat you to some fucking tacos.
Bro debated the age of consent one too many times.
Oh boy.
Astaghfirullah.
Astaghfirullah. His favorite movie's Cuties, converts to Islam. Best friend of EDP 445. Has mites shitting in his eyes because he went to Haiti.
Client that I know absolutely would not send masturbating videos to underage minors. The Bryant that I know is not attracted to children and is not a pedophile.
Okay, so the first picture is his erect.
And then EDP started using AI girlfriends to help him with his urges.
I am not a pedophile because I do not have a sexual attraction to 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
Our legal system is a joke. It's a joke. You know how Hasan Piker is the poster boy for why birthright citizenship doesn't work, isn't a good system? This guy is literally out there right now. Holy shit, dude.
Now, Mind you, motherfucker, if you 16 or 17, you got your titties bulging the fuck out, a motherfucker might actually whack off to your pictures a few fucking times.
Genuinely blows my mind how he can even say that
horrible.
with a straight face.
He may or may not be a pedophile. Generally, he would not be, because the 13-year-old in this country at this point in history is probably post-pubescent.
Huh? Does it really matter? It's like, he...
I love when you get psychologists to do this stuff. It's like, well, technically, 1,400 years ago, he would have been the greatest prophet in Islam, so...
He's not a file. He's a ephebophile. I mean, he's still a threat to children and should genuinely be locked up.
He is a bad man. He is very entertaining to laugh at as being a pathetic loser, but he is, at the core, a horrible person.
Because that's the only thing that can fix him, going to jail.
Dude has nothing in retirement. His assets are a joke.
Even Caleb Hammer, dude, this is straight up the Avengers for the unemployed. Okay, this
They literally brought this guy up to make fun of him for being broke.
documentary is too unserious. They brought Chris Chan in, of all people. Even Kai Cenat got involved? That's crazy.
He is, by all definition, mentally retarded.
Cancer survivor. Didn't he fake having cancer?
This is Rick Harrison's expert over here.
End-stage renal failure, man. Got accused of being a out, and guess what, motherfucker? I'm still fucking standing.
Like Elton John, you know, feeling like a true survivor, feeling up a little. Insane production value and massive props to this guy. And honestly, I cut out a lot of the parts, so if you truly want to be disgusted, I urge you to watch the original. If you enjoyed my coverage, I appreciate the subscription, and that's about it. See ya.
Some viewers...
Oh my god, what an absolute ride. Oh lord. I think stuff like this is important to talk about, even though it's obviously disgusting. It's important to know that these freaks exist, and it's important to radicalize as many people as we can to our cause. Our cause, of course, is justice, and justice would be executing this fat fuck. After a court of law, obviously. I'm not calling for violence or anything like that, but yeah, I'm actually not a fan of raping kids, which ironically is why my YouTube channel is demonetized, probably. They never actually gave me a reason. That's just my theory. Anyway, I'm pretty consistent in that regard. So if you like what you saw, okay, wrong phrasing, you probably hated what you saw. If you were entertained with the content, all right, I guess we'll go with that. Definitely subscribe. That would be really appreciated. And if you could support me, that would be awesome. Again, fully demonetized everywhere. So if you could go out there and support me on Patreon for 3-4 extra videos every single week. Every single week. That would be really awesome. Maybe I'll do a deep dive on why executing pedophiles is awesome. But I feel like most people would agree with that. It's not even a controversial one. But it's still, you know, I'll go hard. The way it should be. So if you could subscribe and support me on Patreon, that'd be awesome. As well as everywhere else. This was streamed on Rumble and on Kick. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter, and have yourself a most wonderful evening or morning or wherever the hell you are. I have yet to hear a single good explanation for why Hasan Piker is in our country, for why EDP 445 is still alive, and simply put, why women are still voting. I'm kidding. That was obviously a joke. I would never say something like that on YouTube. That's hilarious. But I would never say it, obviously. Bye!